Hi boys and girls, back to learn more about insects. This is Fly Guy and he presents insects. I'm not going to read this whole book to you today. I'm going to read part of it and then I'm going to read the rest of it tomorrow. There's a lot of facts, a lot of things to learn about an insect in this book. So that would make this book what? Fiction or nonfiction? Remember, a fiction book is pretend and a nonfiction book tells a lot of facts. So this would be nonfiction. And it has some amazing facts about insects. A boy had a pet fly named Fly Guy. Fly Guy could say the boy's name, Buzz. Buzz and Fly Guy were outside. Fly Guy wanted to look for insects. Buzz was a little worried. Some insects are scary, he said. Flies. I know, Fly Guy. You're an insect, said Buzz, and you are not scary. I have nothing to be afraid of. They set off to discover more. Tingly Woods Nature Trail. There are more than 1 million, think about that, 1 million different kinds of insects. Insects live all over the world, even on the continent of Antarctica, believe it or not. Many people call insects bugs, but not all insects are bugs. A bug is a kind of insect. Bugs have a mouth shaped like a straw. True bugs include milkweed bugs, box elder bugs, and stink bugs. And there's some pictures of them right there for you to see. Insects have been on Earth for hundreds and millions of years. They crawled and buzzed around even before the dinosaurs. Long ago, insects were much bigger than they are today. This is crazy. I learned this fact. I didn't even know this fact. A giant dragonfly's wings, right here, look at that giant dragonfly, stretched as far as this puffin right here. Can you imagine that? How big that is? And then there's another insect. It was kind of like a centipede type insect that had lots of legs. It was a giant centipede and it was 6 feet long. So if you look up here, it was as long as a lion. It's pretty big. I don't think I'd want to see that insect. That might be a little bit scary. All insects have a life cycle. We talked about this in our book yesterday, how we saw that the ladybug had the same life cycle as a butterfly. Well, I didn't tell you this yesterday because I knew I was telling you today. All insects have a life cycle. A life cycle is made up of the changes that happen to the insect from the beginning of its life until it dies. Most insects hatch from eggs. The insect grows into a larva. Fly larvae are called maggots. They're almost like little tiny worms. They're a little bit gross, but that's what they look like. Look at them. Larvae molt or get rid of their old skin to grow bigger. Next, the insect becomes a pupa. The pupa hides in a shell or in a cocoon, just like we talked about with the ladybug and butterfly. There, it changes into an adult. This is called, and I'm going to teach you a really long word today, metamorphosis. Say that for me. Metamorphosis. And that is the change that an insect goes through. Some insects, such as aphids, give birth to live young. So the aphid is an insect, but instead of coming from an egg, it actually is born alive. So let's look at this life cycle, okay? It starts out here as an egg, then it goes into a larva, then it comes over into a pupa, and then it becomes an adult. A lifespan is the amount of time that a creature lives. Insects do not all have the same lifespan. Here is a mayfly. Adult mayflies live for only 1 or 2 nights. 2 days, that's it. Some insects, such as a queen ant, can live up to 30 years. That's a long time for an ant to live. So there's a queen ant. And look at the eggs of an ant. Insects have cool bodies. Mammals, like humans, have bones on the inside. We're mammals, and dogs are mammals. And we've talked about mammals in class before. And mammals are animals that are like us, dogs, cats. But insects, instead of having their bones on the inside, they have their hard body on the outside, and it's called an exoskeleton. Can you say that word? Exoskeleton. The insect's body is made up of 3 parts, and we've talked about these 3 parts, so the book isn't even going to teach us this, but we're going to say it again, so say it with me. It's made up of the head, the thorax, and the abdomen. The head is where the eyes and the mouth parts are, and the antennae are found. Antennae help insects taste, smell, touch, and even hear. The thorax is the middle part of the insect. It holds the legs. All insects have 6 legs. The thorax also holds the wings if the insect has them. Not all insects have wings, but the ones that do, that's where they would be held, in the thorax. The abdomen holds the insect's stomach. If the insect has a stinger, it is also found on the abdomen. Spiders have 8 legs. They are not insects, just like we talked about. Insects such as wasps, hornets, and some ants have stingers. Most of them use their stingers to protect themselves. They're not trying to hurt you, but they get scared if we touch them. We're big, they're small. Honeybees die after they lose their stinger. So as soon as they sting you, they die. So they don't really want to sting you. Some wasps use their stingers to catch food. Usually insects do not sting humans, but some insects will sting humans when they think they are in danger. For most people, insect stings are simply annoying and slightly painful or itchy, but some people are allergic. Like, I'm actually allergic to a bee sting. They should seek medical care right away if they get stung. Not all insects eat the same food. And I'm going to stop there. And tomorrow we're going to talk about this part of the book. So I want to review kind of what the book talked about and some of the things that we learned today. So we learned that all insects have a life cycle. They all go through the same process just like a butterfly or a ladybug. They all go through a process. We learned that that process has a special name, and it's metamorphosis. So say that for me. Metamorphosis. So insects go through the process of metamorphosis. Today, your assignment is find the most, interesting insect you can. Maybe have your mom or dad look up on the internet, look under insects, just Google insects, and find one that's kind of fun, something different, and learn just a little bit about it. And then maybe write me a sentence about what makes that insect unique. And tomorrow we will learn more about our special insects. I love you guys. I miss you. And I will talk with you soon.